What's up, guys and girls? Giovanni here, and today I am back for We Share Everything. I have waited so long for this. Episodes have took a long break before, but the cliffhanger for season 2, episode 3 really got me hooked. The way it ended with Cousin Faith raping Virgil while he was sleeping was dark. Heck, season 1 episode 8 ended the same way with Leenda as Christian doing the same thing. But with Andrea, Cousin Faith, it made me scared of her. Yeah, and you know, I haven't been this excited for a cliffhanger since the season 1 finale part 1 episode where it ended with baby girl, Amy, and Ashley in the car saying they can't let Big Mama know. Granted, it failed in a sense because Andrea as Ashley didn't appear in episode 2. But for that moment alone, I love that cliffhanger. Real quick, if you want to know my thoughts on episode 2 and 3, here they are. I wasn't really a fan of episode 2. I gave it a 5 the first time watching, and rewatching it just for episode 4, getting prepared, I give it a 6 out of 10. I wasn't really a fan of the explanation on how Wolfie was brought back. I get it. Dane brought her back, but I would have preferred if the explanation was that Big Mama paid the cops to get her out. I will show that the El Diablo sisters family don't only have one police station in their pocket, but all over the world to show how big they are. Episode 3, the only scenes I liked was with baby girl on the phone with Virgil saying she loves him, but Virgil knew. He knew she was lying. I also liked Jamie and Virgil, and of course, the cliffhanger. And my rating for episode 3 would be a 6.9 out of 10. So with that being said, let's get into the video.
Alright then. On with the show.
Starting off with the cons from season 2 episode 4, the first and only thing I didn't like was not picking up from season 2 episode 3's cliffhanger. I just talked about how season 2 episode 3 is my favorite cliffhanger, and not picking up from 3's ending is a fail in my eyes. It reminds me of season 2 episode 1 where it did the same thing. Virgil's looking down the hall at this hot woman introduced by Jean. In season 2 episode 2, I'm expecting it to start off with Virgil talking to the woman. Nope, that doesn't happen, and you haven't seen that woman since. Instead of hearing about Virgil being sold, I would have liked to seen it. The episode starts off with Cousin Faith smashing Virgil and keeping him hostage. Then Sriracha comes in to buy Virgil without him knowing. Boom, cut to black. Then the actual start to season 2 episode 4 starts. The two ways I thought it was gonna start off was either Virgil was gonna escape or Efrangeliz was gonna rescue him. The pros. What can I say? Well, number 1, there was more camera angles than this series has given because they've been the usual standard and in the same place. Number 2, the music, whenever it was used, it fit with what the scene was going for. Number 3, the trauma. Yes, that's what I wanted to see. Virgil's PTSD kicking in when he realized he was back in the apartment from season 1 where his life went to hell. Seeing Virgil getting scared and the callbacks to season 1 was so good. Number 4, Avon. Miss Sade is just so good at acting. One of my favorites in the CT community. I always go back and forth. Who is Miss Sade's best character? Sade or Avon? By the way, check out my I'm Coming To review in the description box. Miss Sade plays Sade and Avon very well. That look on her face when Virgil hit her, I'm like, this woman is a freak. Plus, she does what Cousin Faith does, raping Virgil. But on screen, Virgil's legs shaking gave me an oh my god face. To add to that pain, the music as well. Avon is a woman you don't want to mess with. And yet, I'm still more terrified of Cousin Faith. I would like to pose the question. Who is more terrifying? in the El Diablo sister family. My top 3 are Cousin Faith, Avon, and then Amy. Big Mama could arise in due time. Number 5, Dame. I would like to say, has nobody caught on to the fact that Dame wrote it in as a catchphrase? This cameo, alongside all the breaking the fourth wall moments in the episode, really felt natural this time. However, I'm surprised he's still writing this story after what Wolfie did to him, but I guess that's why he brought her back. I wonder what inspires the character version of Dame to ruin Virgil's life. Number 1, I like there was an actual title because I've had to make my own fan-made titles for the episode. Number 2, Wolfie kinda felt out of place in this episode, but I'm happy she was still in it. And if Virgil has all these muscles he talked about after beating Wolfie up, why doesn't he beat up the women? Yes, I know when he said, when talking to Avon, that he doesn't want to beat up the women, but still, your life is at risk here. Going forward, I guess Virgil ain't making that mistake no more. Number 3. The reason I said that I thought Virgil was gonna escape or Cassandra Lee was gonna rescue him was because of the bounty storyline that Cousin Faith mentioned. Each episode, Virgil is on the run and being chased by women trying to smash him and then bringing him to Big Mama. I guess that could still happen, but who knows? Number 4, are we diving into the underworld of ring of prostitution, with Sriracha being one of the millions of bosses who sell and or buy people? Number 5, I know a lot of people in the comment section watching this series say they would want this to happen to them, but based off this episode alone, why would you want that? And that's why G-Wayne's character, Rufus, should be the fans, or why you should not want to be smashed by all these women.
Death by snow.
Number 6, why does Wolfie need 12% to smash Virgil? My theory is that while Big Mama told Wolfie to watch him, she said you won't smash him, which would anger Wolfie. So when she heard Sriracha bought Virgil, this could be her chance to smash him, but it will come at a price. And she's doing this behind Big Mama's back, making her a unloyal lieutenant. Now before I get out of here, there's one more long thing I want to mention before I go. Number 7. Now Sierra, the person who plays baby girl / Angel, asked the question, what do you think will happen next? Well, I have 3 possible scenarios. A, Angel is driving Virgil to Jean. For a long time, the thought has been in my mind was that Jean is a rival, competition to the El Diablo sisters family. So when she heard Virgil was in her building, she thought this could be my chance to pimp him out. Why would Angel switch sides? I don't know. You gotta think. If this is true, when and if Virgil meets Cassandra and Shanae again, you know Virgil is gonna be pissed. Because she's gonna be like, how can you send me to a place where I get pimped out again? Cassandra will say, we didn't pick your witness protection location. The government did. Don't you remember? We were all there. Speaking of Jean's apartment complex, it still has to be revealed who was that woman that Wolfie sent to the apartment. B, Angel is driving Virgil to Big Mama. First, I can see Big Mama being angry because she told her to stay clear of him. Secondly, it seemed too odd that Avon smashed Virgil and just left. Anyway, it's episode 5, the middle of the season, and I feel like something big needs to happen. Virgil meeting the core of the family will do it. Amy and Ashley tell Virgil how they went to Mexico and got kicked out of Mexico. Virgil gets scared when he sees Amy with the tape.
If I was a dude and we was locked up, I'll have your pie every day and twice on Sundays.
And you have Avon, well, being her freaky self. Still would like to see that dynamic between Avon and Big Mama and hope they bicker at each other. Big Mama says, so we finally meet. By the end of the episode, Virgil escapes. C, Angel is driving Virgil to Sonya. Now originally I gave the storyline to Ashley that she's the one to turn on the family. But with how sweet Jamie A. Riley is as Sonya, I feel like that possible storyline should go to her. Now Virgil will be surprised where it's revealed that Sonya is the half-sister to Angel, and then that's when he gets a flashback.
You failed to mention the half-sister that you have.
Virgil will be like, you're the half-sister. Well, so those are the 3 possible scenarios. But even with any of those 3, Baby Girl's turnaround in this episode felt unnatural. Because in episode 3, she was just pissed at Virgil. On top of that, is Angel doing this of her own free will? Or is Dame making her do this? This whole Dame free will situation probably will be explored in another season. I guarantee it. So my grade for season 2 episode 4 called Sold, I give an 8.5 out of 10. It could have been a 9, could have been a 9, but Dame didn't pick up with episode 3 and Faith in the intro of 4. Excuse me, I just forgot. It's cousin Faith. It sounds weird when you cut off the cousin part. It's cousin Faith. Anyway, I hope episode 5 starts off with Angel and Virgil in the car arriving at the location they are going to. Episode 4 is the oomph this season needed, because it kinda has been lackluster. But yeah, with that being said, get your fingers up and say it with me. Bye.